everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather and today I'd like to tell you about all the books that I would like to read in January. So to start off this month, I am quite honestly surrounded by books that I am dying to read. And so whittling down which books I would like to read at the beginning of this year to really kick it off to a good start is really rather difficult and slightly intimidating. So I have a couple of books that I know I would like to read this month, and beyond that I don't really have any firm plans, so that will allow me to wander through my stacks and pick out whichever other ones I feel like as I get further into the month. So to start, I would still like to read one classic and one non-fiction book per month to try and whittle down those particular stacks. And so my classic for the month, I think, is going to be A Passage to India by E.M. Forster. I really enjoyed A Room with a View, which I read about 8 years ago now, and I read Howard's End last year, which I didn't love as much, but I've heard really great things about A Passage to India, including from Marissa at Blatantly Bookish, and it will also make me giggle no end because I will link a clip from the Graham Norton show down below where Tom Hiddleston talks about how at school they put on the play A Passage to India, and he played the front right leg of the elephant that carried Eddie Redmayne. And so I will think of that no end as I read this book. As I stop to think about it, I'm not really sure what this book is about. I know it takes place in the early 20th century in India, which at that point would have still been under the British Empire, so we would have been in the Raj. And even the book isn't that much help. I also know there's an outing to the Malabar Caves, which is desperately important to the plot, but beyond that, I'm not really sure what's going on in this, but I'm very excited to read it nonetheless, as E.M. Forster is a wonderful writer. Next, for my non-fiction book, I would like to read Londonopolis by Martin Latham, which, as it says on the cover, is a curious history of London. And quite honestly, I don't know any more than that, but I am desperate to travel, as I'm sure we all are at this point. And as soon as it is safe to do so, going back to the UK is top of my list for places to go. So perhaps reading this book will bring some travel vibes into my future. The next book that I have been dying to read ever since I got it is The Fair Fight by Anna Freeman, which just sounds incredible. It is about, the most succinct way that I can put it is that it is about female boxers or female wrestlers. I've heard both, I'm not sure which way this goes, but female professional fighters, at any rate, in 18th century London. And I really don't need to know any more than that. It sounds absolutely brilliant and right up my street. And the last definite reading plans that I have for January is the readathon that Kiera Foster is hosting, which I believe is called the Rest and Reset readathon. I'll leave the announcement video linked down below, but it is a 2-day readathon over the 16th and 17th of January, I think. And it is not purely a readathon where you read as much as you can, but there are mind, body, and soul prompts each day. And of course, you are welcome to read as much as you would like within that time frame, in addition to each of the prompts for each day. One of the reading prompts for that weekend is to reread an old favorite. And so for this, I have chosen A Countess Below Stairs by Eva Ibbotson, which I have read before, so of course it would be a reread, that's why I picked it. But I only purchased it recently. I managed to find Eva Ibbotson's 4 other adult novels at a book sale in the fall of 2019. Was it 2019 or 2018? In any case, I read each of those novels within the span of about 4 to 6 months. I loved them. They were perfect. I think The Reluctant Countess, otherwise known as The Magic Flutes, is probably my favorite. I didn't really like The Morning Gift, but I also loved A Company of Swans and A Song for Summer. So I read all four of them in a very short amount of time, and have been missing them ever since. But I just got my hands on a copy of this book, which I actually read when I was in college. I got it from the local library in my university town and really enjoyed it, and then never went on to read the rest of the series. So as a result, I don't remember the plot of this one as well as I do the other four. So I would love to reread it, not only for nostalgia and coziness, but to also feel like all of Ibbidson's novels are now on an equal footing with me. This is about Anna, a young Russian countess who then has to flee the country because of the Russian Revolution, and ends up becoming a maid in an English household in the early 20th century. And of course, she falls in love. There is, of course, an element of the star-crossed love, and it is beautiful and sweeping and elegant and just a really cozy, fun time. So I'm very much looking forward to rereading this. The other prompt for that readathon is to read a book that you meant to read in 2020, and quite honestly, there are over 100 of those books for me to choose from, so I don't know what I will pick for that prompt. So I will let you know in my January wrap-up what I ended up choosing. So as I said, those are all of my firm plans for January. I may pick a few more books to add to this pile, but those are the books that I know I will read this month. Let me know down below if you have any exciting reading plans for the year, if you are starting off the year with a bang with a particular book that you are really looking forward to. Just chat to me about your reading. I always love hearing from you all. And until next time, be safe, be well, and happy reading. Bye everyone.